Hello, everybody. Welcome to my reaction videos from yesterday's European World Cup qualifying games. I was a little bit busy today, so I'm kind of behind schedule, but it is what it is. So yesterday we had Group A, um, Belarus against Sweden, the Netherlands against Bulgaria, and France versus Luxembourg. I'm actually going to make a separate video on France versus Luxembourg because I think it's a special thing to talk about. But basically, Sweden needed to keep up pace with the French with a road win in Belarus. They should have gotten the 3 points. They did. They won handily 4-0. So I believe they are still second in the group, though they can make a very strong case for first if they keep at it. The Netherlands got a very crucial win at home against Bulgaria, but it was a very lackluster performance for most of the game, for long stretches of it. It was a 1-0 very boring affair, not because of the scoreline, but because of the gameplay itself. You saw that the Netherlands looked almost afraid to take chances, except when they really had to. But the second half was much better. There were more goals, and we got a 3-1 result in favor of the Netherlands. That means they go ahead of Bulgaria in the table. So they're still in a fight with the French and the Swedes. And Bulgaria is not out of the conversation yet, but it's unlikely they're going to be able to finish in the top two spots. At this point, the Netherlands are most likely not going to win the group. They're probably going to be fighting with Sweden or maybe even France for that playoff spot. But those four teams are still in it. But France is by no means safe in this group. Sweden could pip them up to that first spot and send them to the playoffs. In Group B, Portugal got a very vital away victory in Hungary. This was the match that many thought people worried that they might drop points in, and they really cannot afford to drop any points in as long as they are in this two-way horse race with the Swiss for the top spot, because the Swiss and the Portuguese will meet each other on the final match day in Portugal. Portugal's 3 points behind the Swiss, but a victory of any scoreline on the final match day will see them go ahead of the Swiss on same number of points but superior goal difference, sending Switzerland to the playoffs. Switzerland remained undefeated with a 3-0 victory on the road in Latvia. This is a team that has sort of been flirting lately with dropping points against lesser sides, but they came out strong and they got a relatively comfortable victory over the Latvians to maintain their perfect record. One of only two teams so far to do so, along with Germany. I believe both teams have 24 points. So Portugal had a few moments yesterday where they could have dropped points to Hungary. Hungary had a couple of clear-cut opportunities to at least get a draw out of this, but Portugal got bailed out mostly by Pepe, and due to the fact that Hungary had a man sent off early in the first half, so for the most part, Hungary was playing with 10 men on the pitch, and this helped Portugal a lot. But I'd say Portugal deserved to come away with 3 points. I mean, it's Hungary's fault for not scoring. But this was a match where they came dangerously close to not getting the full 3 points, and that would have spelt disaster for them, because even with a win over the Swiss at home in the final match day, it would not be enough to overcome a 5-point deficit. So Portugal staying hot on Switzerland's tail. 21 points for Portugal, 24 for the Swiss. It looks like it's going to come down all the way to the final match day, and that's going to be exciting. And then in Group H, we have Greece against Belgium, and Estonia versus Cyprus, and Gibraltar versus Bosnia-Herzegovina. Gibraltar versus Bosnia-Herzegovina, in a race this close between the Greeks and the Bosnian-Herzegovinans for second in this group. Every 3 points matters, even against the lesser sides, so this was a must-win for Bosnia to at least stay competitive after their shocking come-from-behind loss in Cyprus last week. So a 4-0 victory at Gibraltar was very important for their hopes of getting into the playoffs. They are in second place right now, 1 point ahead of Greece, but with a tougher remaining schedule than Greece. Speaking of Greece, Greece almost pulled off the upset again, almost holding Belgium to another draw at home, particularly when they equalized through Zeka after Belgium had just gone ahead. It looked like Greece was going to hold Belgium to 2 draws in both of their meetings in this group and possibly go on to remain undefeated in World Cup qualifying. But as soon as they equalized, Belgium responded right away by going ahead again, and that was the decisive goal. Belgium held on for the 2-1 victory that saw them qualify for the World Cup. Greece very rarely loses at home, so this was a big achievement for Belgium, and Greece came so close to solidifying their spot in second because of the fact they have an easier remaining schedule than Bosnia-Herzegovina, and also because they would have gotten 2 points off of Belgium without having lost to them at all in this qualifying cycle. So right now, Bosnia is ahead of Greece in the table, but again, only by 1 point, and it's looking like we're heading for a very tight finish between who goes to the playoff in that group. And there's also a chance none of them go if both of them finish as the worst runner-up of the 9 groups. So that'll be interesting to watch. Elsewhere, Estonia versus Cyprus. I actually watched that game because there was only one of the very few games that was airing on TV yesterday. And it was mostly boring, but the last few minutes of the match made it all the more worth it because Estonia basically made a last gasp effort on goal that saw them steal the full 3 points at home against Cyprus. The build-up to that goal was actually very wonderful. It was a volley all the way up the pitch from 40 yards out. I believe one of the Estonian forwards headed it back to the young 18-year-old Kate, and he leveled it off his chest, nicely balanced it, and pounded it into the back of the net. If you watch the goal that Estonia scored against Cyprus, just watch the header that was passed back to Kate. Superb. Not many people could have lobbed it back as well as he did. So Estonia grabbing the late winner in stoppage time to get the 3 points against Cyprus and to keep their World Cup hopes alive still. And as for Cyprus, after beating Bosnia last week 3-2, they're sitting on 10 points. This was really a game they felt they could have gotten a result from for themselves to remain in the conversation for the playoff spot, because Cyprus is a very much improved team in recent years. They almost grabbed the playoff spot back for Euro 2016 qualifying, but this was a big blow, losing to Estonia and not getting any points, because I now believe they are 3, 4, or 5 points behind Bosnia and Greece respectively. So it's looking like it's most likely over for Cyprus, but they can still fight for pride. They are not officially eliminated yet. So those are pretty much my reactions for those 3 groups, groups A, B, and H that played yesterday. For today's groups, C, E, and F, I will make a video on tomorrow. So stay tuned later on tonight, guys. I'll be making an exclusive video for France versus Luxembourg, when you'll see why. So until then, have a good one, have a good night, much love, and peace out.